coming, but I know, change has gotta come, man. Ooh, yes it is, man. Oh, man.
What's up, guys? This is Brian from Joints and Drink Podcast. We're here with our special guests, Tanya and Aurelio from Feather Serpent. What's up, guys?
Hi.
How you doing? How's the day going?
Good. Good.
Going good so far?
Good. We worked all day and then we came over here to see you.
Oh, okay, hell yeah. For me specifically?
To see you specifically. Just for you, as a matter of fact.
Hell yeah. No, so I mean, it's been almost a year, right, since you guys have been here in the city of La Puente?
No, 5 months.
Oh,
Open for 5 months, but we've had this location for 2.5 years.
2.5 years now.
So we had it for 2 years before we opened.
Nice. And before here, you guys were at?
We had another location in the city of San Dimas.
Okay.
And we were there from 2019 to 2022.
How's La Puente be treating you guys, like, since you guys have came down here?
It's been good.
It's been good so far?
It's been good.
Aurelio's not the big talker.
It's been good.
The city of La Puente is very good. No, honestly, the community's been super supportive. I think I noticed, it's not a big city, but I know like the roots here are just really deep.
Yeah.
And so everybody has come. Well, we've had a lot of people come out, but we noticed the other night during the Christmas parade that people were walking by and kind of looking in, and I mean, I don't know if they knew we were here or didn't know we were here, but they were coming by kind of like, what is this place? Or they were coming in and they're like, we didn't even know this place was here. So I guess there's a lot of people in the city that still don't know we're here.
Right.
But the foot traffic through here has been really good so far.
Awesome.
We had a pretty good following, like a decent following on social media. So I think a lot of people have come over from that have known us from prior.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely say that it's been just the community itself. Everybody's very supportive. We haven't had a lot of nothing negative. Do you want to stick it in my mouth? Oh, that sounded bad. Sorry, I'm sorry. That sounded terrible.
No, you're good. You're good.
Nothing. It's definitely been all positive. I don't really think anything. We can't say anything but good things. It's been good for us.
Awesome.
We've met some really good people since we've come here, so that's nice. It's always good when you meet good people in the community.
Right. I mean, that being said, since you did say that you saw a lot of people here that were just looking in, kind of wondering who you guys were, where you guys come from, and everything. Let's go back to the story of Feather Serpent from the beginning. What gave you guys the idea of starting a brewery? Or you know what? Prior to that, what got you into beer in the first place?
Well, I've always been into drinking beer, but I didn't know anything about craft beer.
Okay.
And I just used to drink Coronas all the time, or whatever was available, whatever.
Okay.
I didn't really care,
right.
Just to drink and get drunk, pretty much, and stuff. So
when did it become all right, let's start caring about what we're drinking to get drunk?
We had went with Tanya and her cousin to some breweries.
Okay.
I had been to some breweries before, but it was just I didn't really give it any thought.
Right.
And we had went on a weekend brewery hopping, and I thought they were pretty cool. And Tanya's cousin said a lot of these guys start in the garage and then open breweries, start brewing beer in the garage. And and I didn't know you could homebrew and stuff like that.
Okay.
And once I started, after that, I was, I told Tanya we're gonna, open up a brewery, and I started doing all the research on it and stuff, and then it just started from there and stuff. So it wasn't I knew anything about it. It was something I wanted to learn about. Okay. So
I think you particularly were looking to open a business, and he was trying to figure out what kind of business.
Yeah, I was trying to,
Okay.
to do something, and then I was kind of bored at work, and I was I was thinking about leaving and doing something different. And then I found craft beer, and I thought it was something we could keep learning about. So that's why we did it and stuff.
So then he came home and he said, "Let's sell my house tomorrow."
Oh shit!
That's the big piece. That's the piece he's missing.
He said, "I know exactly what we're doing. We're selling the house."
Well, no, his house.
Okay.
We weren't married at the time, so and at the time because I used to be a realtor before, so he said, "Can you sell my house? I want to open a brewery." And I said, "I'm sorry, what?" And he said, "Can you sell my house?" And I said, "Yeah, we can do anything you want." I said, "Where are you gonna live?" And he said, "Oh, I already have it." I said, "Okay." And so then we said, "Okay, let's sell the house." So I sold his house, and he used all his money to fund the first
one.
Okay.
So.
All his money went. All his money that he made from his house went to fund that.
Okay. How was the process of opening that first one for
It
you?
wasn't too bad. It wasn't.
We were it was a little different than here. We were in an industrial area, so the building itself was different. It was newer.
Okay.
But it was the same time frame. So in order to get your ABC license, you have to have a lease.
Right.
You can't just go apply for a license.
Okay.
So we got a lease, and then we applied for the licensing, and then we started the build out. And so that
We had to get approved by the city.
we had to get approved by the city.
Right.
We had to go through all the permit process, and that took probably about a year and a half. And then it was just a different setting. I think breweries back then, a lot of them were located like in industrial parks, like warehouses, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was pretty common. So we opened in July of 20. Actually, the same day we opened here, July 27th, we opened July 27th of 2019. 5 years later, we opened here. Same day to the day.
That's funny.
But COVID happened like 7 months after we opened. So it was just like a different kind of
Yeah, like over there, like even
and
though
we didn't have employees either.
even though we're there for 2.5 years, we were actually only open like for the whole time, like
A year.
1 year, like
Oh wow.
because of COVID and stuff. Like we were barely open like a year.
We would do like to go, like everywhere, just to go. People would come in and get beer. They couldn't come in, they could buy at the door. And that was really big at first, but then, that kind of fizzled out. Everybody got tired of drinking at home. We got tired of drinking at home. So it's like, so that kind of fizzled out, but then everything reopened and we did really well over there. And we were outgrowing it. And so we're like, we need more space. And then we got this opportunity here.
Okay. Was it you guys needed a bigger space, or did the idea of like opening a second spot ever come into mind?
No, the city of La Puente actually reached out to us because this place was already approved for a brewery.
Oh, okay.
And a kitchen. So, and the people that had it before, that got it approved, they never did anything. So the city really wants to revive this town.
Right.
So they asked us if we wanted to come and move over here because since it's already approved.
They asked us if we'd be willing to open a second location. And we kind of talked about that. And Aurelia was all, yeah, let's open a second. And I'm like, no, we need to only have one. We still have our regular jobs. It's a lot of work. So we were like, no. And so I said, we need to sell this one. And we need to take everything from here and we need to move over there. So that happened. The ball kind of rolled quick with that. Once we met with the city and the landlord and stuff. Kind of went fast. When we sold the brewery in less than a month.
No, it took like a couple of months, but it was fast. I mean, it wasn't like a year. It took like, once I put it for sale, we had maybe like in a month later, we had somebody that wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was quick. I thought it was less than that. Maybe it was like 2 months. Something like it was. Yeah, it was fast, so it wasn't long. And then that's when we came over here and started. He did everything. He did all the work. He did all the construction.
Then our plans had to get approved over here, even though the CUP was already approved. Our plans had to get approved and stuff. So.
Okay.
Like
Because-
art.
because-
Designing and everything like that.
Because it was
yeah.
just this space right here,
Right.
and we needed this space, the next.
Right.
So
So,
we
it
needed-
was,
the only
this
way
was a whole different,
Yeah.
different like store, quote unquote, right? Yeah.
So,
This used to be like first it was the Halloween store, then it was
Right.
the fabric store. You
Yeah,
remember when
this
was a
used to be the Halloween store.
I
Yeah.
think everybody in La Puente knows that it's a Halloween store.
Yeah, so I moved to La Puente like around my high school years, so 2010-ish. I'm originally from Southgate.
Okay.
So when I moved over here, yeah, this was the Halloween store. Then from there, turned into a CrossFit.
What do you
yeah.
mean
And it
CrossFit?
outgrew the CrossFit.
Yeah.
They moved over there to over to what is that street? I'm having a brain
Superior.
fart. Off of Valley.
Hacienda.
Yeah, off of Hacienda and Valley, and then then that's when I remember stuff started like building up little by little, and then I saw you guys coming in. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
a brewery, hell yeah.
They when we came to see it was a wreck in here.
It was a fabric store.
It was a fabric store. They had fabric to the ceiling.
To the ceiling.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And they had and the landlord was using this too for storage space for like all his
other stuff.
all his stuff for his halls and stuff.
Right.
So he was using it over here. So we walked in, and it was all orange. Everything was orange, and I was like, I don't know. This is a lot of work. And he's like, no, I could do it. And I was like, I don't know. It's just a lot. And he goes, no, I could do it. I said, okay. And if I showed you the pictures from before to now,
Yeah.
he's
This one was a lot of work.
amazing.
Drastic.
He's amazing.
It was a lot of work.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He does. He's like an artist.
All right, Mr. Artist. So how did the name Feather Serpent come to mind?
So when I had the idea of the brewery, because like I said, we went to some small breweries, and I was just like looking like wouldn't it be cool to have like our Mexican art on it on the
Okay.
walls or something, and so then I just started thinking about a name, like what would we call it, and then I just noticed like the feathered serpent was like a lot of Chicanos have that tattoo
Right.
or something, or
It's like an Aztec god,
yeah, the
right?
Aztec
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like looking into it, like what is that? And it's called Quetzalcoatl. So I was like, well, we can't call our brewery that. It's like no one's gonna be able to pronounce it. So
Yeah.
I looked up to see what it translated to, and it was feathered serpent. So I was like, damn, that's cool. So I was like, that's what we're gonna call it. So I wanted something like that was strong in our culture to represent us and stuff. So
Right.
But wait, but I gotta tell you, this guy, the artist. So he had went to Mexico City.
Okay.
His friend, he went on a trip, and he was at the pyramids. And he sent me a picture of Quetzalcoatl, and he said, "This is it. This is what I want the logo to be." And I said, "Okay, when you come home, we'll talk about it." So he came back, and he has a friend that does tattoos. So
Okay.
he asked him, "Can you draw it out? We need like a logo." And he drew a really nice, really nice. The art was really good.
Right.
And so we took it to a few people, and we're like, "Hey, we need this put like into
like a logo,
like we need this made into our logo, but it needs to be obviously friendly where we can print it and stuff."
Right.
yeah, because he did it, it had like a lot of shading and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like hard. It was hard to print.
That was like exactly what I was thinking about right now. I was like, oh, there's probably like a lot of shading or
It was.
anything. It wasn't like something where it's like
Like digitized.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
needed something very clean. And honestly, it's probably one of the first pictures on our Instagram, like because I had posted it.
Okay.
So all of these artists, like digital artists, would send us logos, and he's all, "Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that." And I'm like, "Dude, we have bigger issues. Like we need to just pick one." And
Yeah.
he's like, "No, when I see it, I'll know, and that's not it." And I'm like, "Okay." So they would send it, and I would think, "Man, that looks good." And I would show him, and he's like, "Nope, that's not it. I don't feel it. That's not it." And I'm like, we probably went back and forth for a few weeks on that, and he was like, "Nope." He kept sending it back. I'm like, "Oh, he's never gonna make up his mind." And then finally, somebody sent it, and I even thought, "I don't know about that one." And he's like, "That's it. That's the one. That's the." But it took him forever to decide. And then when we came over here, we kind of rebranded a little bit because I felt like it wasn't the best. I liked our first logo. I think that's always see when I think of Feathered Serpent. But definitely when it came to printing, it was a little bit hard. That it would kind of bleed together. So the one we have now, this one, it's a little bit more printer friendly, I guess.
Oh, it is cleaner.
It's very clean. It's very clean. And it's funny because the first artist we went to, he had told us, because he had done other breweries, and he's like, you want something really clean. So it's easy to look at, and as soon as people see it, they know. They're not like trying to figure it out. And we were like, no, we don't like it. And so, but that, we ended up having to come out with like a cleaner version. So it's definitely, it's nice. I like it. It's nice.
It's a nice logo.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. So we're happy.
Sure.
We're happy with it.
No, it's a really nice logo. I mean, when I first saw it for sure, and I was thinking Feather Serpent, it's literally the first thing I thought about. Yeah, like Hispanic culture and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's dope. That's dope for sure. So, at what point did I mean, because again, like you said, at first you were just drinking, and like the beer really didn't matter, right? At what point were you like, you know what? Like, it actually does matter at this point, like what I'm drinking and the quality of it.
So then after I had the idea, then I started going to like reading books, and then like watching videos, YouTube videos, and then going to breweries and just actually like tasting the beer and tasting different things, and like, oh yeah, it does taste like this, or it does have this other flavor to it, and it's like, it's not just to get drunk and stuff. So
Wow.
This is more than just a Corona.
Just to get drunk. Wow.
And like it just, and then I started like home brewing. I go, well, if I'm gonna open a brewery, like own the brewery, I gotta know like the process and stuff.
Right.
So then I started like dabbing into that a little bit, because I always felt like I wasn't gonna, like I wanted to learn it, but at the same time I was like, well, I'm not gonna be the brewer. I'm just gonna be like the owner.
Right.
And then I was trying to like find a brewer, and then for the first one, and then we had some people come, and it didn't work out. So at the end, I ended up being like the brewer and stuff. So I ended up the other place ended up brewing all the beers over there in San Dimas and stuff. So then when I came over here, I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna be the brewer. I don't know. It came like crunch time. We're about to open. We had a lot of stuff to do, and it was like we need to hire somebody.
You know what? I think at San Dimas, it was a lot smaller. It was a lot more manageable for us.
Yeah.
We would get off of work, and I would get off at 5, and he would get off at 4:30, and we would go straight to the brewery, and we would open, and we would work, and we would work till 10 or 11 at night, and we were exhausted. And we did it every day. And my kids were younger at the time, and so I think we were both taking time away from our personal lives a lot. And so when we came here and we realized, okay, we have a way bigger following now than we did over there when we started. This city, honestly, we would be here working, he would be here working, and people would be coming in the door, like, when are you guys opening? When are you guys, every day. We would be getting hit up on social media, like for jobs, can we book parties? And we were like, man, like, I think the city's like craving something. So we were like, I think this is gonna be a little bigger than we had thought. So I did something that he didn't want to do, and he gets upset because I did it the first brewery, and I did it here. I was like, okay, we're gonna set an open date, and he's like, no, we're not ready to do that. I said, no, I'm gonna post it. We're gonna put an open date. So I did, and he's like, we're not ready, and I said, we gotta be ready because I already posted it. But one thing I realized with him is with anybody, if you keep pushing it off, you're never going to do it. You're never going to get there. You're going to be like, oh, I could push it off another 2 weeks. I could push it off another month. I could push it. You know what? We're not quite there yet. And at the end of the day, we're paying rent. Every month we're paying rent. We're paying utilities every month. And it's like, okay, no, we're getting to the wire here. We got to open.
Yeah.
And so the construction wasn't done. We were still going through our process with the city. he couldn't get into beer had already been brewed, but he couldn't
do both. I couldn't finish the beer.
He didn't want to contaminate beer while he was working, so he's like, I can't be messing with the beer. It's covered, it's good. I gotta leave it there, and I can't work and then do beer at night. There's no way.
Like to make, it's just gonna make dust in here.
Yeah, and he's like, there's no way. And so he's like, why did you say we would open? And I'm like, we'll be all right. I mean, we're constantly going at it that last couple of weeks.
We're having like issues like with the inspector, not the inspector, but the building and safety dude.
Yeah, we're having issues with him. For sure. A lot of issues. A lot of arguing with the city.
Yeah, we didn't know if he was gonna pass us or anything.
You know, it's not the city's fault. They have to follow. They have their red tape they have to follow.
Right.
They understand that. They have their guidelines too. I think then I had posted we were opening, and they were like, "Wait a minute."
I think probably the last month before we opened, I'm like, "Fuck this place, fuck everybody. Let's just get rid of it. I don't want to fucking do it no more."
He's like, "Let's sell it." He's like, "We're done." He would come home at night. He's like, "I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to brew. I hate beer.
I hate it. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it." And I'm like, "Okay, settle down." And so I said, I remember the city came in for an inspection with him one day.
Okay.
And he called me and he was so upset. And he's like, "We're not opening this the next couple of weeks." The city came in here, they gave me a hard time, and I said, "Okay, let me take care of the city." So I called the city, chewed them up a little bit, and I called around and I said, "Everything's fine. We're gonna open, don't worry." Because I told the city, if you want me to post that I can't open because of you, let me know. And they said, no, don't do that. And I said, okay. So I said, we're okay, don't worry, just keep working. And we actually found we decided to post that we needed a brewer. I think that was a little bit hard for him.
Well, the day. I think Wednesday we had our final inspection.
Okay.
And Thursday was the day we're supposed to, or Tuesday was the final inspection, and Wednesday was the day we opened. Like we were supposed to open, and
Thursday.
it was like down to the last.
It was down to the wire. But we had already hired a brewer before then.
Yeah.
So we had people applying to be like beer tenders to work behind in the back. We already had Amari, because Amari came with us from our old location. We had Matt. Matt was here with us when we first opened. So we hired beer tenders, and then we had somebody that came in she had applied for a beer tender, but she had a lot of experience in the brew area. So I said, let's talk to her. So she came in, and honestly, I feel like God put her in that place at that moment because we needed her. And so I asked her, I said, I know you applied for a beer tender, but we need help in the brewery. And she said, I don't really know if that's what I want to do, but I can help you get open. And we were like, okay. And we brought her in, and she got him going. Like she put it, like she's like, we need to do this, and we need to do it. And she really got it lined up in the back. Nice. She got us open.
Yeah, saved us a lot of time.
She did. She saved us a lot of time. So he could focus on the construction and finishing, the painting, the windows, the doors, the locks, everything.
Right.
That's all the stuff that really you don't realize takes time, and it takes a lot of time. And she came in and she's like, just go over there and take care of that stuff, and I'll take care of back here. And she got us open, and that's what kind of got us afloat, like got us going. And we were supposed to open on a Thursday, but we actually lent out our space for a friend's celebration of life. So we let them come in, so we didn't open that day. So we were going to do just one day of a grand opening on Saturday, but because I had some back and forth with the city, we ended up opening on Friday.
Okay.
And it was successful. I mean, we had a line around the building, so it was good. It was really, really good. I feel bad some people didn't get in because we didn't realize we were going to hit capacity so quick. So
it was hot, and like people were drinking beer, just sweating. We were all sweating, just drinking.
Yeah, and it was crowded in here. It was packed. You couldn't sit. There was standing only. So
your guys' opening was freaking. It was pretty packed.
Yeah, it was crazy. The first and the second day was really crazy. The second day we had a beer garden outside. I think it was a little better because there was more
Overflowing outside.
Yeah, so it was better. And we're only allowed to do that a couple times a year with ABC. So
Okay.
so we use that as one of our times to do it. But it was successful that we ran out of beer.
Nice.
We ran out of beer.
Nice. I mean, that's definitely a good thing.
You know, it is, but then we have people messaging us, telling us things, and we're like, what do you want? We're working. You know, I don't know if people realize how long the process is to make beer. I think people
Right.
think, why don't you make more beer and just put it on? What's the problem? But beer takes a long time to make.
No, absolutely. Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
ferment it.
And
You gotta
we only
take
had
time.
4 beers. So.
Yeah, we opened.
I mean, that being said, what's the process of making like a good beer compared to like, you know, the regular stuff that you'll be able to pick up over the shelf?
I think that's good beer too. It's just good in a different way.
Yeah,
It's just different.
Okay. So how is it different then?
Yes, craft beer is definitely different than
How is it different than picking up a Corona?
Well,
yeah,
like,
how is it different?
I think like it's like you know, it's kind of like McDonald's. Like they're gonna use like the cheapest stuff to get like
The quantity.
you know all
Mass
that,
quantity.
yeah, and lower price and stuff.
Right.
So like, and over here we like premium ingredients and stuff to get like the best and stuff. So I think that's the difference. It's like mass produced versus something that's made.
You know what? Okay, so I guess
Here.
this is like personal. I'm going to say this about you. I hope you don't kill me after I say this. You may have to cut this out, but I think it's cool to add. So when we go to like a birthday party and say he drinks Corona all night,
Okay.
he knows what I'm going to say. He knows what I'm going to say. No, he'd say he doesn't do that. But I'm just saying, like, say that's what all there is to drink, right?
Right.
Like I can smell the beer on you, right? Like I can, yeah, it like
Okay.
if I can smell it.
Okay.
But when he drinks like craft beer, not just from here, but I mean from any kind of like good beer, none of that. There's none of that. It's very, very weird. And I always tell him, I go, I hate when we go to like a birthday party because then I can like smell you and you smell like Coronas or not that Corona's bad. Not that Corona's bad. But no, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's like you could tell the difference. Like I know what he's talking about with the ingredients. Can I have my drink, please?
Is it because like you might be used to it now?
I don't think so.
Or
No, because when I met him,
Okay.
that's all he drank.
Okay,
For years.
okay.
So I remember, because I remember it's like, oh, this guy's a drunk. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, No, but I would think to myself, like just the smell of beer that smell of that beer would bother me.
Okay.
This doesn't, I've told you that before, a lot of times. I'm like, oh, I can tell when haven't been, like if he goes out, like say with his friends or whatever, I can tell when he's like had good beer and not good beer. You smell like In-N-Out, not McDonald's.
Craft beer to regular
Like
beer.
Five Guys, not McDonald's.
Five Guys and not Jack in the Box.
So that's definitely, I can tell the difference. And so I guess, yeah, I would think like the materials used or the product or
Yeah, it's better ingredients.
the ingredients used, yeah.
It's not traveling in trucks and stuff like that and across different temperatures. It's made
Yeah.
here and it's poured here. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I think too when you buy beer on the shelf, like you don't know how long it's been bottled or canned. You know what I mean? You don't.
Right. No, yeah.
I think that
or if it's
like
been sitting
here,
out,
or if it's been sitting out. Yeah, like here it goes straight from, you know, they ferment it. and
fermenter to the walking cooler.
Yeah, to the
tap.
go straight here. Yeah.
No, yeah, so I mean, definitely a lot less shelf time rather than like you said, like the regular stuff over the shelf. You know, it takes a minute to finally get to the shelf. The temperatures that it does go through, going up and down, left and right. Oh yeah. I know there's a couple different types of beers that you guys do have on tap now. Is there any types of beers that are easier to brew rather than others?
Yeah, I guess like IPAs are probably easier,
Okay.
and then like maybe like a Pilsner. It's like a little bit more harder because it's like more like a delicate kind of yeast and stuff. So you kind of have it like the right temperatures and kind of like.
Seltzers you do.
Well, seltzers are easy too. So,
Yeah.
but like beers, like IPAs, because like IPAs, like they always say like you could hide like imperfections in the hops and stuff. So it's something that isn't good, but we try not, we don't focus on trying to cover things up. You know, we try to make the best as we can.
Of course.
Our brewer, she's on top of it. She's meticulous and she's a perfectionist.
Nice.
And,
But like
she's good about it.
like a lager is harder than an ale and stuff. So ales are probably easier than
Or
lager.
faster too.
Yeah, faster and stuff. So.
One of the brewers did have a specific beer that she made for Halloween, right?
Oh, for Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she made
How was that one?
She made a saison
Yeah, she made a saison with
marigold.
marigold flowers, dried marigold flowers
It's actually really, really good.
from Mexico. I guess I use it as a tea over there, so it was just kind of like dried tea.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It had a really good flavor.
Yeah.
There was no hops in it.
I mean, it has a little bit of
No, but I
hops,
mean not like
it was more the
yeah.
It wasn't an overpowering hops
Yeah.
taste,
No.
right?
yeah, more the yeast and the flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that one was pretty good. I tried it a couple of times. Yeah, that one was really, really good.
I feel like it's an easy drink to me. I feel like it's an easy drinking beer.
Yeah, those are good.
What are some of the challenges when it comes to having a business? Whether it's like the business itself or separating like your personal life from your business life. Because I mean, again, like having a business, you have to dedicate a lot into it, and a lot of that time ends up being some of your personal time.
Right.
Not
So
some of it, all of it. All of it.
So how do you throw all of your personal time into a personal business, especially when you still have a regular
I
job?
think like we have jobs that are like pretty flexible.
Okay.
So that's part of it. So we're able to like take time away from our jobs a little bit to work on to focus on the business.
Right.
And then I think is having good employees and stuff, so we don't have to be on top of them and like, worry about things. Are things going to get done? Or we have like a good team that we could count on and lean on and stuff like that.
Right.
And then us is at home fighting about everything else.
That's what it is. That's really what
Where
it
she
is.
has one idea, then I have another idea. Then
We definitely don't agree on everything. He tells everybody that I'm the boss, but that's not really true. He's the boss. I run everything through him. Every idea goes through him. There's times when I have to say, okay, well, we're not doing that. But because there's certain, we handle different things. Like he doesn't handle the finances. He doesn't handle the scheduling. I handle all that. So like, he doesn't know. Sometimes when I get mad, I think to myself, I'm just not going to do anything. Let him figure it out. And then I think, okay, stop, because everything's going to go chaos. He handles the brewing, and he handles the back of the house, and he handles managing our people in the back, and he handles maintenance, and he handles supplies for ingredients. Like he handles all that.
Kegs,
I don't do any of that stuff. He
all the
takes care of.
logistics.
Yeah, he handles like getting up and washing cake, taking cakes to be washed, and bringing them back. And he does all that. And then I handle all of the front of the house. I handle all the team in the front, and I handle all of the inventory in the front, and the scheduling, and the bookkeeping, and payroll, and all that. So we definitely have. It's a part of our life that we've started to say. I tell Aurelia, okay, we need to have a disconnect day because it definitely. This is the thing. I think when you have a business with a partner, you're always going to have different ideas, right? Except when you have a partner, like just a mutual partner, and you guys go home or whatever, you guys still go home home to your spouses. Our thing is we're partners and we're spouses. So we're going to get pissed off and we're going to go off on each other. And we're going to get angry and he's going to say what he thinks and I'm going to say what I think. We're probably not going to talk for a day or a day and a half. And then you know what? We're going to go to sleep that night and we're going to freaking figure it out because this is my husband.
Right.
And so,
like, yeah, some of these business issues become personal issues because again, it's not partner to partner where like you guys have time away from each other. Now it's like we come home to these problems.
and for me, and he knows. I'm like, you got a problem? I don't care. Go to sleep and we'll work on it tomorrow. Like, let's go. Get in bed. We're going to
shit.
bed. He knows.
I'm the type of guy who's like, no, we have a problem. We're figuring out the fuck now.
Me too.
Right now.
But me too.
Okay.
But he's not. So I have to give him his space.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. You can take your space and be angry as you want to be. But you come home every single night and you get into bed and we will work on it in the morning because we're going to figure it out. He knows that that's just the way it's going to be. But I think that I don't ask for a whole lot. He knows the kind of woman that I am. I don't ask for a lot. So if we disconnect for 1 day in 2 weeks, I'm happy with that. Like, okay, let's disconnect. Let's go take some time together. And you know what? Tomorrow we'll figure things out. And I think he knows that now, and he kind of gives me what I need. And he's like, okay, like let's do what you got to do. But it's hard because he tells me you want to disconnect, but then we get in the car and we start talking about the brewery, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? We have things we got to take care of. So
having a baby, like having a baby.
It's definitely like having a baby. Yeah,
that makes sense.
He knows that I have his back more than anybody, and I know that he has my back more than anybody. That's the beauty of, I feel like, being partners and being spouses, is he knows that he can trust me with anything, and I know that I can trust him with anything. I feel like when you have a partner and you're not as connected this way, it's kind of hard. Like, how can I trust, how can you can never trust anybody 100%. But I feel like in this way, it's different.
Like if friends go into business and they're not friends anymore and stuff.
We've heard of stuff like that happening, and we've met people like that, that go into business with, say like two friends will get together and they'll decide to open a business, and then there's problems, and then they're not friends. And in this instance, that's not even an option. It's like, get in bed.
No, right.
Get in bed.
That's what I was about to say. There is, at the end of the day, this is someone that you go to bed with at the end of the night. So the trust there is a little bit better than the one that you don't.
But I can't tell you how many times Aurelio's fired me. He fires me all the time. He fires me like he's the boss and he's not. I am. How many times have you fired me? Like 10 at least. 10 at least. But you know what?
10 for the month or 10 for the day?
So I'm the kind of person that if he fires me, I still show up. That's just me. Like if I know we gotta work, fighting or not, I'm coming because we gotta work. And I never want to leave him hanging. But one day at the other brewery, he fired me. Okay. And I was like, you know what? He does this a little too much. And I said, nah, I'm not going tonight. So I was at home and I was polishing my toenails and I was eating potato chips. I was talking to my girlfriends on the phone and we were laughing at him.
Right.
I was like, Aurelio fired me. And they're like, but my friends know me. And they're like, are you going to still go? And I said, you know what, not tonight. And so he went to work by himself. He had to run the brewery that whole night by himself. And he said that every time a car went by, he said he was like staring out the window thinking, is she coming? Is she coming? I did not show up that night. I definitely didn't show up.
Oh, man.
So I told him, don't be firing me or I'm not going to show up. After that, he didn't fire me for a long time. But he's back to firing me again.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He hasn't done it here too much. Once or twice. No, the new thing is let's sell it. Let's just get rid of it. Okay. It's hard. It's hard to manage. I think it's hard because, you know what, it's not the type of thing you can turn off. We can't turn it off. Even when we're closed, I think a lot of people don't realize that even when we're not here, we're still here. Like there's still stuff going on all the time. So there's definitely a lot happening that a lot of people don't know about or don't see. And we're already planning for next year, so that's something that is already on our head. kids. We've been talking about that this weekend especially. And,
Nice.
it's just stuff you got to get planned out. So to be successful, I think at the other brewery we were so in the weeds, it was hard for us to grow anything. And we really want to grow our business. And we want to meet a lot of people when people come in. We like to talk to everybody. And so it's like we can't be in the weeds and doing all that stuff. It's not going to happen. So we have to have people working for us so we can try to figure out how can we make this big, because we want to get bigger.
Of course.
I want to get the space next to us. I want to scoot the brewing area over so we can have more places to sit. I'm happy with the location. I think we're really lucky we're here. I love it here. I think it's beautiful, but I definitely think we need some more space. And once the kitchen opens, we're going to need more space. So.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, once the kitchen definitely opens up, I feel like it's going to be a lot more crowded in here. I feel it's going to be a lot harder to definitely get a space to sit down up in here, because I mean, it already is, especially during the sports times when like Dodger season in here was insane.
Oh yeah, it was really crowded. It was fun. It was fun. We had a lot of fun during the Dodger games. Yeah, it was good. We're gonna definitely get some different. We're gonna get like the seating area set up different.
Okay.
Try to figure out how to get more bodies in here. So we're working at that. We want to get booths all the way around.
On that side of the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that way that'll pull some tables back and open up more space for tables in the center. So we're working on that right now. We're working on it. Hopefully.
And I mean, shout out to all the catering services that have been coming out also as well, like in between.
All the food vendors.
They're amazing. The food vendors, that's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of nights we're super busy and they make money. And the nights that we're not busy, they don't make any money. We don't pay them.
Right.
So we definitely have some that are they come and they're not as busy and they're super loyal and they don't miss a beat and they don't leave early, because I cannot stand when we have a food vendor come out and they just take off. Nothing makes me more angry when they just take off. But I get it because they're losing money. But at the same time, it's like they kind of know the drill. If they've been doing, different spots, they know kind of how it is. But definitely shout out to the ones that stay and stick it through when we don't have a lot of people in here. Luckily, we've been busy the majority of the time, so that's good. I'm grateful for that.
That being said, I know you guys were talking about things for the future, but I mean, some stuff that you guys already like established that for sure it's gonna happen next year or.
Next year we'll definitely have a redesign of the inside for like the sitting area. We plan on throwing a couple of really big events next year. We were talking about that today, and getting like a beer garden outside to do that. The kitchen will be open by next year, so that's going to be huge. And we're going to definitely do a big opening for the kitchen too.
Oh, nice.
So we're we're talking maybe about doing some type of tasting before. Or, I don't know. We're going to work on that and maybe have some like influencers come out, taste the food, that sort of thing. So
Okay.
So we're working on that. That's the kind of stuff we're working on for next year.
Well, I mean, we had a great time. I'm pretty much
Time for another beer.
Yeah, it's time for another beer for sure. But I mean, it's time to enjoy this beer this time. I mean, I know you don't drink a lot of beer. Was that vodka in that? Like, honestly?
Yes.
Well, I mean, at least it was good for a good reason.
I definitely.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was for a good reason. It's Joints and Drinks podcast.
I never drink vodka here, but since I knew Brian was coming, it was a special occasion. So.
Okay. There you go.
If you ever see me giggling too much, then you know I had vodka.
So you're on the floor.
Yeah. Don't threaten us with a good time.
Dancing, then she's had a little too much.
There you go. Don't threaten her with a good time. She's gonna have a great time.
I am.
With that being said, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. Again, this was Joyce and Drinks podcast. Appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one.